Hi everyone, I'm back with Bobby and James.
It's Cosmic Kids.
No, we're working actually on comprehension strategies today. We worked on picturing penguin, which is visualizing. And you can't really see it. Maybe I can post it too so you guys can see it. And today we're working on curious kitten. So I'm going to read the definition for that and then we'll talk about it. Sure.
Is it the last one?
No, you guys have a lot more to do. That's okay. Some of these things you just do naturally as you read, but it helps us to think about what we're doing as we're reading. So we're going to talk about all of these. Today we're talking about curious kitten, okay? So be curious about what will happen and make predictions as you go. Then you draw conclusions about what you read. Do you guys know what a prediction is?
Oh yeah, it's in your mind, but it is. Oh no, say what you see in your mind.
Okay, so that's visualizing. You're thinking about what's happening as I read, right, in your head. You're making a movie. Curious kitten is thinking about what's going to happen next before the author tells you. Okay, so that's a prediction. You're thinking about what will happen next based on what you read. Do you understand that?
Like when we the Three Little Witches.
Yeah, like in the Three Little Witches, we were making predictions throughout. Like for instance, we were trying to guess what.
What would that third witch use?
Yeah, so a prediction is a good guess. Think of it as a good guess as to what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
And today we're reading. Oh, the sun, man. That's great, though. We love the sun.
I love this. Can we do something?
Gilbert the Great.
Can we read it then?
No, we're going to read right here because we've already started. And so this is by Jane Clark and Charles Fuge. And this is one of my favorite books.
What is it called?
Gilbert the Great.
Oh, I love Gilbert the Great.
Have you heard this before?
Yeah, this one kind of has it.
Oh, great. Okay, so I want you to try and make predictions as I read. I'm going to stop and say, what do you think is going to happen next? Okay, so I want you to be listening really well. So make sure you have those great listening ears on, okay? Are you ready? Nope, you can't. Nope, not. I'm starting, sweetheart. So listen from the bathroom since it's really close. And then wash your hands when you're done. From the time Gilbert the great white shark was a tiny pup, Raymond the Ramona stuck to him like glue. What do you think that means, stuck to him like glue?
Like he never comes off.
He never leaves his side. So do you think he's actually stuck to him? No, but do you think he's next to him all the time? Yeah. Raymond was always at Gilbert's side. See how they told us what that means? When Gilbert was stuck in the seaweed, Raymond untangled him. Can you back up a little bit, sweetie, so you don't block the book? When Gilbert got dirty, Raymond cleaned him up. Did you wash your hands?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So right now it's just talking about how close these two are. Raymond and Gilbert are best friends. And when Gilbert lost his first row of teeth, Raymond helped him collect them for the tooth fairy. So are they good friends? They do a lot for each other, right? Gilbert and Raymond had lots of fun. They loved to play finball, hide and seek, and sardines. They shared everything. Hide and seek. What does that sound like?
Hide and go seek.
That's funny. Then one day, Raymond told Gilbert that his family had to move across the ocean. I don't want to go, but Mom says I have to, cried Raymond. As Raymond and his family swam away, Gilbert's mother hugged him tight and tried to comfort him. How do you think Gilbert's feeling?
Sad.
Yeah, why?
Because his best friend.
Best friend is doing what?
Moving.
Yeah, he's moving, right? Raymond's my best friend, said Gilbert. Why did he have to go? It's not fair. I know, said Mom, but his family couldn't just leave him behind. Okay, so I'm going to stop here for a second. Let's make a prediction, a good guess about what's going to happen next.
I don't want to make it that long.
Oh, but I'm so glad you said that.
Oh, maybe he's going to move too.
It's okay to be wrong with predictions.
Maybe he's going to move too.
Maybe he'll move too. Great prediction. What else?
Maybe the fish is gonna visit him.
Oh, do you think Raymond
That's
will
what
come
I
back?
was thinking.
You were thinking that too? So maybe Raymond will come back and visit Gilbert, or maybe Gilbert will go visit Raymond. That's a great prediction. Okay, let's continue reading. She kissed Gilbert on the snout. Go and play hide and seek with the pilot fish. It will keep your mind off Raymond. But Gilbert couldn't stop thinking about his friend. I want to move with Raymond, Gilbert said. He moved too far away, said Mom. We have to stay here. Let's go watch the basketball game. The Thrashing Threshers are playing the Tidal Tigers. Who do you want to win? Back up a little bit, sweetheart, just so that they can see it. Gilbert looked around. There were Ramonas everywhere, but none of them were Raymond. I don't care, he said, and he swam off before either side scored a basket. It's my fault Raymond moved, Gilbert snapped as he passed Anil. Last week I called him a sucker.
Look at.
I know. You didn't make Raymond leave. Back up a little bit, Jamesy. Mom smiled. Everyone fights sometimes. The clownfish did their best to cheer Gilbert up, but nothing could make him smile. I'm going to stop again. Do you guys think that Gilbert will eventually feel better? Why might you think he'll get better? What might happen?
He'll make new friends.
Maybe he'll make some new friends. What do you think, Bob?
Maybe Gilbert will come back. Maybe his family is down with that, and they don't like that where they're.
Oh, do you think Raymond's family will come back because they didn't like where they moved?
Yeah.
Great predictions, guys. I can tell you're listening. The next day at school, everyone was very kind to Gilbert. They even gave him an extra long turn on the seesaw. Cheer up, said Marvin the mallet. There are plenty of fish in the sea. Have you ever heard that before? There isn't another Raymond, said Gilbert. Look at his face. So sad.
There's another Raymond.
Gilbert was still sulking when Mom came to collect him from school. It's not the same without Raymond, Gilbert pouted. That night, Gilbert cried and cried and cried and cried, and his warm tears mingled with the cold ocean water. What does mingled mean?
Bubble.
Like mixed. His warm tears mixed with the ocean water, the cold ocean water. The next morning, Mom took Gilbert gently by the fin and towed him into shallow water. So she dragged him into shallow water. Rocked by the gentle waves, they gazed out at the seashore and the bright blue sky. I hope Raymond's new home is as nice as this, said Gilbert. I'm sure it is, said Mom. Does it seem like he's starting to feel a little bit better? What do you think's going to happen?
I don't know.
What do you think, Bob?
He's gonna feel better. I think Raymond is probably gonna remember where he lives and probably have a play date.
Oh, so Raymond's going to have good memories of where he lived, right? Maybe they'll get together for a play date. Cool. I'm hungry, Gilbert said suddenly. We'll go to the wreck, said Mom. Gilbert's eyes lit up. They didn't usually go to the wreck. Mom didn't like him eating junk food. Scrunch, munch, crunch. As Gilbert was biting into a pile of tin cans and bits of old boat, he spotted a small remora crying in the shadows. Gilbert stopped crunching and swam towards her. What do we think? What do you think's going to happen?
Gilbert.
So he saw another remora, and what do you think's going to happen?
Maybe friends.
Maybe friends. Maybe they'll become friends. What's the matter? Gilbert asked. Mom and I moved, and I have to leave my shark behind, she sobbed. Now I don't have any friends. My remora had to move too, said Gilbert sadly. I'm so lonely. Guys, back your heads up. Gilbert and the remora looked at each other and smiled wobbly smiles. I'm Gilbert, said Gilbert. I'm Rita, replied the remora. So are they both feeling sad about something? What do you think is going to happen with Rita and Rita and Gilbert.
Still doesn't have
Let's see. Just then, a ray of sunlight filtered through the deep blue ocean. Gilbert's teeth flashed as he grinned a huge grin. Do you want to play finball with me? Rita, he asked. Sunlight danced in Rita's eyes. I'd love to, she said, and the two new friends swam off to find a ball to play with. Look who's happy now.
Gilbert.
So what happened? Did he do so? Sit up, please.
He made a new friend.
He made a new friend. Just as you predicted.
But he still doesn't have his other friend.
Yeah, he doesn't, but do you think he'll remember him? Do you think he'll always remember his old friend?
Yeah.
Yeah, he will always remember. But what did you learn from this story? Yeah, you can definitely read it. What did you learn from Gilbert the Great?
That you should never be frowny.
You should never be frowny. Because why? You can be sad for sure, but what did you learn? What did you learn, Bob?
That Gilbert got upset, but then he got a new friend.
Yeah, he made a new friend. And there's always more fish in the sea, as he said, right? That, yeah, you can be sad about maybe missing an old friend, but you can always make a new friend too, right? And you will be happy again. Did you guys like this story? Yeah? Did you learn how to make predictions?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thanks so much for joining us. You guys say goodbye?
Bye.